Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Wednesday night. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, Bose 831 Gaming is live on Twitch. The continuation of my Twitch live stream series. We're playing Farming Simulator 22 Platinum Edition. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everyone's having a wonderful day, night, whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. First and foremost, before we get into it, I want to wish everyone happy holidays if you celebrate. A Merry Christmas. A happy holiday period. Whatever you do in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world as well. I know this content is streamed worldwide, so you may do something different in your locale. It's all wonderful and lovely. Just continue to do whatever it is you do where you're located at. Without much further ado, we're going to jump right into it. We'll make sure that we have our audio on. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Alright, we're good. Alright, sorry for the shaky start. Just wanted to make sure we got everything set up. It has been a little bit since we've done a live due to the holidays and other reasons. I haven't been able to go live for a couple of scheduled lives now. But we're back on track here as we wrap up things with this series and go into the new year with the startup of another series, and also going to make a more cognitive effort to work on some new content on this channel, not just the Farming Simulator 22 stuff, but also work on some other content. But that's all coming, hopefully, if all things go accordingly, in 2024. We're working on the final 2 episodes of this series. And again, this is Farming Simulator 22 Platinum Edition. And we're playing on the Silverrun Forest map, which is the base map with that content, or that expansion pack. Keeping in mind that the game is now on its premium edition, and we have that content installed as well, but we're operating with the Platinum Edition map right here, and this is Silverrun Forest. And we're picking up basically from where we left off last week. We had just finished, where were we? Planting our crops, and we have our barley, was it? Or our barley and our, did we do soybeans or canola? I think barley and canola, and we need to go ahead and do our herbicide so we can be on track for our precision farming. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and lease some spraying equipment, and we're going to go ahead and put down our go ahead and spray our field, so we'll have that out of the way. And let's see how we want to do this. We want to kind of do it on the cheap, so let's go ahead and lease these 2 pieces of equipment. Let me make sure 65, and that width is 33 meters, and the width on this is 28. So do we want to do this guy? Let's do this one. This one's precision farming enabled. Spot spraying, we'll turn that on. Let's do the Kubota colors maybe. Yeah, do we have the Kubota colors in this palette? We do not. Actually, well, this is a lease, so what am I doing? Alright, but we do want spot spraying, so let's go ahead and lease this guy. Actually, I love my Michelin tires. Alright, so we're gonna lease this guy. That's $48.50. And we need our tractor with the most horsepower for this task, but I need to. But actually, narrow tires shouldn't come into play this time because the crop's not growing, not that tall yet, where we can damage the crop running over the crop without using narrow tires. But when the crop starts really growing and gets into past this initial growth stage, we have to be mindful of using narrow tires. So because I do have crop destruction turned on, I believe. Right now, we're just going to grab the sprayer here. Since I already have to buy anything mod, I'm not going to buy. Normally we would buy our herbicide from the shop or from a local store nearby a farm or somewhere on the map. But in this case, we have our own store basically on our farm. So we're just going to go ahead and buy from there, and it's kind of like a simulation of if we bought it from the shop, but you get the general idea. We're going to kind of speed things up a little bit by utilizing this. Fill up the other side. Circle back around. We're going to go to field number 1, and we're going to go ahead and put our herbicide down. It's crazy when you think about how far we've come on this map and on this series. It's been quite a journey, and we're finally getting to the end of this journey, but it's been quite an adventure, to say the least. And for those of you that have stuck around, I appreciate it. And more things to come. Just stay tuned to this channel. Alright. Now it's kind of be a little bit tricky getting this guy lined up now, but we'll get it. This can just about cover most of the field. We're going to go ahead and turn the sprayer on, and we're going to try to tag as much of the field as we can. And it should automatically cover as much of the field as necessary to meet the requirements for our weeding. And this sprayer is precision farming enabled, and it has spot spraying enabled, so it will only spray in the parts of the field where weeds are scheduled to appear, so we don't waste as much herbicide as we spray the field for weeds. And this is easily our largest field, so this is going to take the most time to do. The other fields on this map will be faster. Technically, when you talk about the other fields, we only got 3 on this map, so and one of them is grass, and the grass field doesn't require any weeding. We really only need to weed the 2 other fields that we have on the map at this time. And as you can see, with this 33-meter sprayer, we were able to cover a really significant portion of the field. We should have the whole field done relatively quickly. And then we can move on to brighter and better things. But I want to try, if I can, to try to knock this out and maybe get to a growth stage or 2 and see if we can do some TMR and pig food before we end this series. I don't know if we'll get that far because we have to get through a few growth stages and harvesting with our crop, and I don't think we'll have time for that within the roughly 4 hours we have left in this series. But we'll see. I could probably combine it with some off-camera stuff and kind of wrap that up and achieve that goal. And we'll have to see how everything kind of works out. And these last 2 episodes, because this is a live stream series, you're still going to end up doing a lot of stuff real time, so you won't always get to everything. And as you can see, we really haven't even used hardly any of our herbicide. Still want to make sure we're hitting mark as far as making sure that the field indicates that we're properly prepared for our weed. Alright. We got this fat edge over here, so I'm going to have to come back at least one more pass to make sure we get it all. You can see what parts I'm hitting based on the lighter color of the field texture below. Right, turn around and come through one more time, and that should do it. And when I pull up the HUD display again, it should no longer show that this field has weeds growing anywhere. Okay, there we go. And that should cover just about everything. So now, if we fold it up, yeah, fold it up. Okay, still seeing weed growing, weeder. So I'm not sure why. That's okay. I don't know why it's giving that, still giving that indication. That has me a bit perturbed at the moment. Alright. I don't know what's going on with that, but we're gonna give this one more shot on my other field here and see what's going on. This is not how we want to end this series on some quirky Farming Simulator 22 quirkiness. It looks like that's the direction we're headed. What the heck's going on, brothers and sisters? Let's give this another try on this field that actually has visible weeds and see if we have some of the same craziness. And I don't even understand that. Alright, so you can visually see it taking out the weeds here. And you can see the precision farming spot spraying, where they only spray herbicide wherever the weeds are visible, so you don't waste product. And alright, well, maybe the issue with the other field is I can't spray until I have crop growth and the weeds are visible, maybe. Not entirely sure, but either way it's quirky and temperamental, and I don't like it. But such is the way of 22 sometimes, Farming Simulator 22. This is kind of neat that you could visually see the spot spraying process for the weeds here. And as you can see, the sprayer literally only drops the herbicide in the areas where there are weeds. So you get to save a lot of money on resources and you also don't put as much chemicals into the environment, which is what the whole precision farming thing is supposed to be about, is during performing more environmentally responsible farming. Okay. I gotta come through. I know I won't have time to do it before the end of the series, but clean up those logs. Uh, all right. But this is looking good, at least visually. And you can see the dead weeds turn gray, which means we're knocking them out. Alright, and that's this field. And now and see, it says growth growing, and all the no weeds. That's what we're supposed to get. So maybe with the other field, I have to wait till it gets to another growth stage, but I thought we could, I'm pretty sure I remember being able to spray before we had growth on the field with success in the past. I don't know what that deal is. And we'll look at our precision farming screens here in a second to see what they show as well. Alright, now we're going to head back to the farm, unload our supplies, and move on to the next thing. Here, here's a good spot. And let's go over to our precision farming screens and see what kind of information we got here. Now our environmental score is up to an 83. Let's see what's informing that if we can. How do we get to the other screen I'm looking at here? Oh, there it is. Environmental score details. Well, there's a way. Oh yeah, it's right here. And you can't see the breakdown here, but when you go to get the environmental score details, it correlates with the bars that you see below the score for the field. So in this case, we got a overall environmental score 83, and that's for the entire map. And these values are all for the entire map. For each individual field, you kind of have to look at the field and the bars below the score and kind of estimate where everything is at and how that influences the main score. You can see here we're at nitrogen is 13.8, pH value is 10. Weed control is 19.5. Soil sampling is 9.0. And tillage is 5.0. But in this field, in particular, number 3, you can see how all those values are maxed out currently on that field. And this, I don't know what's giving me, holding my score back for those 2 points, but that's almost perfect. Oh, you see it right there. We got a hair off on the nitrogen score. That's the only one that's not perfect. That'll hopefully correct itself when we fertilize the field again. And my grass field is at a 84, and it's again same issue with the nitrogen score. And field 1 is a 74, and it's also pretty bad on my nitrogen score, and that's the worst value right now. So these are all fixable, so we should be, our precision farming score should increase significantly as we progress through the farming process. Check one other thing real quick here. Went back out to field 1. The whole field is still showing that wheat is growing, so we'll come back to that on the next day. So let's speed this up. Alright, we got our leased items. We're going to go ahead and return everything that we leased to the shop. And that's all we're going to mess with today. So let's go on to the next day, because I want to say we kind of want to focus on this farming stuff a little bit. So let's go ahead and we'll come back to some of the animals and some other things. Yeah, maybe. But we'll see. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and sleep to the next day. Because I kind of want to see what the deal is with field 1 before we progress. Alright, let's see. I may have to go into another month, because we need to see the crop. So let's go one more day. Yeah, I know we got other stuff around that might require, well, let me see before I say that. Let's go to our crop filter and make sure we got our grass filter, turned on, so we can see everything that's happening there. By default, the grass filter is turned off. As we go back, you see the soil composition map on field 3. The weed has been terminated, so that's why it shows up brown, and the rest of the purple shows the areas of the field that have been properly mulched, so that's good. So that's why that score is maxed on that field. Meanwhile, on field 1, we can see, if we go to the filters, it's growing and shows mulch, no weeds. So I'm a little bit confused still. It still says weed growing when I go to the field, so we'll just have to stay tuned with that. And just take a peek at the animals, but if there are no immediate needs of them, we're just going to go advance a little bit, and we'll come back to any issues they may have momentarily, because that's not our primary focus. Cows are in the yellow. We'll pick them up in just a moment. Alright, so like I said, let's go one more day. and then we'll hop back in and see where we're at. Alright, so now if we go look at field 1, and now you see the weed. So now we have the opportunity to come back in and do what we did on field 3. And now we can come in and look at it. And you can actually visually see the crop and you can see the weed growth. So we're going to rinse and repeat what we did earlier. Except this time we'll get it right. But we would have had to do it, split it up either way because the fields are on slightly different cycles. So we still would have had to come back and address that situation. Actually, let's try let's do the that's 28 meters. Narrow tires. Spot spraying, we'll use the same, or do we want to use a different piece of equipment just to showcase some of the different things? So let me see what's on this one. 28 meters. Spot spraying on. And what's the difference between without steering axle? I don't know. What's the width on this one? 33. 28. Let's do... Actually, let's go with cheap, but that's only 24 meters. So we still want to go out to the 33. Spot spraying on. Wow, that's $100 grand. Hey, they ain't trying to spend all that. That's still cheaper here. So we'll just use the same. Oh, it's 94 with the other. So we'll do it. We'll do the Hardy. What's the difference between 40? Oh, the capacity of the sprayer. We don't need all that extra capacity. It feels 4,000 liter ones should be perfect. We just want the 33 meter width. So we add, and we like the Goodyear, Michelin tires. Spot spraying on, lease. Let's go get it. Alright, so let's do this one more time. We wasted part of the early portion of tonight's episode spraying a field that did not need to be sprayed yet, but that's lessons learned. So we'll see how far we get tonight with that small error, and maybe I'll clean up some of this other stuff off camera, including those logs, and we'll come back. When we come back in on the last episode, we'll be ready to go, and I'll go ahead and prep so we can do some of those other things, close the series out, and then we'll come in on the new year on a new series with the Alma, Missouri map. That should be quite exciting. Really looking forward to that. Something a little bit different on a different map. I really want to explore different maps. What I do in this series, maybe kind of mix it up to where we're just hopping around to a bunch of different maps and just doing different things, just to have that experience for myself and with different gameplay and to add to the variety of my content. All right, so let's refill the sprayer. And I really gotta sit down and plan out what I want to do as far as my YouTube content and my Twitch content for 2024. We want to definitely claim this year as the year of growth and continue to expand our deal and get more content and hopefully grow this channel little by little. Take some time, been doing this over a year now and still got a lot of rough edges to work out. Eventually I want to get to the point where I have the resources and the equipment to do recorded content. I kind of do have some of the bits and pieces for that right now, but my setup at my home office is not ideal for that right now, but that's definitely something to tag for the future as this channel continues to grow. Alright. And it should be similar to what we saw on field 3. We got the spot spraying turned on, and so the sprayer will dispense the herbicide accordingly as to where the sensors see weeds at on the field, and only spray herbicide when and where necessary. It's a really neat feature, actually. I know some players in Farming Simulator 22 are not big fans of the precision farming stuff, and I get it. But I actually appreciate it and some of the challenges that it adds to the game, and some more of the realism. These are all things that real life farmers do have to think about and take into consideration. It's probably more of a European deal per se than the US, but definitely still something that all farmers should be considering now, especially with the way things are going in the world, in our environment, because I know a lot of people like to get into the politics of it, but at the end of the day, these things are also real things, politics notwithstanding. And of course, I would argue that there's a little politics in all of everyday life. But just because something has politics involved just doesn't mean you necessarily dismiss that thing entirely. There's a little good and bad in everything. Just don't overdo it is all I'd say, and I don't think what they do with this precision farming in the game overdoes it at all. It's not super heavy-handed, and it's not a mandatory gameplay element. It's optional. And you can turn off bits and pieces of it that you like or don't like. And I think it's pretty cool. But anywho, so this is kind of like deja vu a little bit, but now we can actually see the spots where the weeds appear. And we just got to make the same basic passes that we made before. Alright, and this is a weirdly shaped field, so as we make our passes, you'll see what I'm talking about here. It's gonna start out narrow, and then we're gonna spread out to the wide again, and the width is gonna exceed the width of my sprayer, so I'm gonna have to come back and make one more pass after this pass to get that bottom section on the left that I'm not able to cover. But you saw me do this just a few minutes ago, so you should get the gist of what I'm talking about. Alright. And again, you can visually see the weeds in front of you. And you can also visually see the dead weeds. Did we miss a spot there? Looks close. Didn't miss anything, so sure not too close. I want to get as close to a perfect environmental score as we can off these fields. Because getting high environmental scores means bonus pay for all of our farm activities. Alright. Looks like we're gonna have to try to carefully navigate the edge of this field. I may have to come back and do a half pass because I can't clearly see from hitting everything. So yeah, I'll come back and we'll do a half pass. Because I can't clearly and accurately see what I might be missing here. So we'll just come back and paint the edge a little bit here once we get up here to the narrow portion of the field again. There we go. And now we should get all the potentially spots that we missed just a few moments ago. And with the spot spraying turned on, precision farming, all that stuff will happen automatically. All you gotta do is make the pass and it will do the rest. And you can see when the spray is still being put down, to let you know there are all little areas that you might have missed on the edge. It's hitting all of them. And I know I'm kind of probably a bit nerdy about that, but I just think that's really neat how it does that. Because non-precision farming, you just spray everything, and that is super wasteful. Look at there, we only use 5% of the herbicide that we have. That's crazy. But there we go, that job is done. And you can see our grass is growing on our grass fields and even on the wild grass field next to the grass field. So we wanted to grab some, make some hay this time around so that we can have all the elements that we need for the TMR. That was something that I forgot about previously when we were doing grass work, and I focused on getting the grass and straw bales and forgot all about that. The other element, big element of TMR, and that being hay. So, alright, leased items, we can go ahead and return that sprayer to sender. Now we got a couple of quick, can't speak, quick farm operation things take care of. I know our animals are starving like Marvin right now, probably. So let's go ahead and get them knocked out. So, and barley for our chicken feed, so we'll start there. Also, keeping in mind, I haven't been into note of crop prices so that we can sell crop at the best prices when those windows come through as well. Keep that crops primarily in storage until those sell windows come up. We can get the best prices based on the season, time of the year. Selling to get the best price. Chicken. Yeah. What's the other thing we got? Sales allowance. And the fabric set to manually sell. I could automate that, but I like to manually do things. And manual also gives me an opportunity to grab a pallet to supply my boatyard as well. We're gonna, with the close of this series, we're gonna kind of get away from the boatyard. You know what that does. Same thing with our production change. You know what they do. Go ahead and wrap this other content on up. Chicken's fed. Alright, unload the barley. Zivali. Hello, Zivali. And next up, go TMR, total mix ration. So by the end of the series, we hope to be making ourselves as to close everything out. All things considered. As much of this as we can, because we skip some cycles. I'm sure the cows will have a very great demand for it. Alright. Let's back that on. Let's see how much damage we're doing. I can. I think I can. Total mix ration. Alright. Alright. Did a little bit of damage there. 56%. Go here. And 56% down to 30%. Pretty significant amount. That's a big chunk out of our loads. Good thing we did kind of come up for that. And next up, since it comes up first, we'll go ahead and do straw. Which we have plenty of, so there shouldn't be any worries about straw. And animals really don't use a whole lot of, don't consume straws quickly, so there will come a point if we were playing this series for longer that we would have to figure out other things to do with the straw, sell it outright once the silo is full and we have enough bales floating around, whatever straw for. Typically our TMR mixing. Straws, even in our TMR mix, there's not a whole lot of straw used in it either. And for the pigs, you know, we can just kind of drive through and drop that off. Should have made the cow barns drive through, but given what other functionality the cow barns have, I can actually see why they opted to go the other route. I don't know why they didn't. Maybe it's a little more tricky to design, but put bale storage built into the pig barns as well. Alright, so there's a straw. And now our pig food. Alright, so animals are taken care of. We'll move on to the next big thing. I'm not gonna mess around with production chains, I don't think right now. We've got other stuff we focus on it. I can actually do that off camera. There's no need to really get into that per se right at the moment. I want to focus on this prop stuff. Well, let's take a peek and see actually what we're working with before I say all that. Yeah, that's all stuff I can do. Come back to nothing crucial. All right, so and again, take a look at field 1. You can see the weed situation on field 1 and the weed situation on field 3 from the soil composition screen. And crops are growing. If we go to the growth screen, we can see the two different growth stages that field 3 and field 1 are in. And field 2 is actually ready to harvest with the grass. So that's going to be our next plan of attack, it looks like. So let's get into it. All right. Let's see what we need here. Now we want to do some things a little bit different this time around. First step always with our grass harvest is step 1, mowing. But actually, we got some mods installed, so we could play around here and do multiple things at one time. Where is that at? Let's see here. Where is that mod at that I'm looking for? Um, Trying to find the mod pack here. Is this it? Because we want to mow. We want to TED. And then we want to bale. So we want to do these mowers. Alright, that one. So we want to lease that mower. And this mower. Lease that one. And then we want to do the larger width tether leaves. Because the idea here is we want to do this whole thing in one pass. Not sure about the strokes. I don't even know what that does. Rear hitch, yes. Bow. Alright, hopefully I'm getting this right. So I'll lease that. And finally we want to have the bale trailer. And lease that. And if I'm not totally insane here, we should be able to pull this off with one tractor. And hopefully our tractor has enough juice to do all this. And I didn't just waste a bunch of leases that won't do what I'm trying to do here. We shall find out momentarily. This is my first time trying this, and we're doing it live, so bear with me. We are sure to make mistakes, and it's a lot more risky when you're doing lease equipment. Because you basically have to eat the lease and release the equipment if you don't have it configured the way you want to. Oops, did that backwards. Oops, one small technicality here. So we'll leave the wheat at the shop. Alright, that's the first portion. Now, here's where the fun begins. Okay, can we get the hitch? Oh, I thought I ordered this with a hitch, right? Alright. Ooh. Uh-oh. Okay, I do see the hitch. Alright, let's see what's going on here. This is supposed to work. It's not working in accordance with the plan right at the moment. Let's see if that part of it works. Alright, so if we can get these two pieces to coordinate, we might be on to something. Okay, we are not. Don't even let me back up far enough to even hitch on. I think I bought this mower with a hitch. I don't know if I did. Alright, doesn't look like it, so here's what we're gonna do just to eliminate any mistakes that I may have made. We're gonna have to go back in our lease screen and double check to make sure that we got the right setup for that mower. So let's go back in here to our leased items, mowers, and return that piece. And then let's go back out here and lease it again and make sure we believe we have the correct configuration for what we want to do. So let's go back. Where are ya? Okay, where? Okay. Let me know when you see it, folks, because I'm apparently blind as a bat today. I'm totally not seeing it. Where am I? Alright. Alright, there we go. Jeez. Rear hitch. That should be safe. We'll do a rear hitch 3-point, right? Yeah. Alright, let's lease. And let's see if this gets us what we need. There we go. So maybe I missed it. Alright, this is about to get very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We'll actually put this all in the school of not so realistic. And once we get this sick train from heck, coordinated here, we should. Don't tell me I forgot to. I know I ordered the hitch on the back of the baler. No, I did. Why is it not actuating? There we go. Alright, here we go. This is sick. And this is the train from heck. But it should be super interesting. In theory, at least. And we're trying on a main field because the grass field is super tight with what I normally do there, so we have to come back and do that one a little bit differently. We'll try it on a main grass field first. This works best. Oops. That's the whole spin of it all. Is it's hard to drive the tractor with all this weight behind it. I might need to get me a bigger horsepower tractor. But like I say, we're going to give it a shot. But in theory, this should allow. Well, I guess we could test it out on our grass field, on a wild grass field. I ain't gonna do much turning, that's for sure. Alright, so let's go to the front of the train. Unfold the mower, lower the mower. And let's go to the back train, unfold the mower. And lower the mower. Go to the next device, unfold that. And lower. Then go to our baler. Unfold baler. And lower pickup. Turn that on. And Get that bad boy in operating position. Alright, let's go back over here to Amora, turn Amora on. Turn the other Amora on. Let's switch engine power. Ah! Well, that solves that problem. We're gonna have to lease the big Massey for what we want to do here. So be it. I'm going to take this Massey back to the shop. We're going to grab our little weight. And I believe we can do it. But we're going to have to lease a tractor to do it. And a big boy at that. But we're going to do this one way or the other, folks. Alright, so let's park you at the shop. And this Massey that we have leased is a how many horsepower is it? That's 220 horsepower. So let's go to our tractors, vehicles, tractors. Let's just go. Let's go in on it, and let's go Massey again. And let's not make any mistakes on our horsepower this time. So we'll get the 8700S. And make sure we have enough juice. That's 405. See if 405 is enough. We'll set up standard. Don't need the Arsara. And let's lease. Wait a minute. Make sure we got our appropriate hitches and whatnot as well. Alright, let's lease. And let's go. Oops. Hop out. Lock in. Alright, now let's go give it a go with the big boy. 4 and 5 horsepower. And let's see what we're working with. This should be interesting. Like I say, I've never done any of this craziness before, so stay tuned. Alright, so that connected. That connected. Let's go. Let's see what we're working with here, guys. Here goes nothing or everything. actually. This is the windrow. I'm still, oops, we're still out of compliance here because we need to, yeah, that's a windrower, but we still need to TED. Alright, so we're still missing one element that I need. Alright, so where's the tedding element on here at? Alright, so frack. Let me see here. What are we missing? Because this is not going to do what I need it to do. Because the one element that we're missing is which tether. The tether. Because that's a windrower, but we don't have a tedding. We don't have a tether. Crud. Alright. So we need to find a tether. Oh, there is one part of the pack. Okay, so where did I miss that at? Alright. So the train just got a little longer. Alright. Lease. Alright. So alright. That one. That one. No. So we need to do that configuration. Alright. And now the question is how much material do we have in the baler where it won't flip and recognize that we are doing hay instead of grass? Will it automatically update? Let's see how that works. Alright, well, let's go to the shop, grab this other piece of equipment, and we'll try this one more time. And again, sorry for the whole trial and error of it tonight, but obviously I'm going to have to do majority of this off camera, it looks like, and then we'll come back and wrap this thing up on the next episode, hopefully. Now, this is actually pretty neat. This will be something cool on a different map, which we will soon have. Alright, let's go. So the train just got even stupider. So let's see how stupid we can get it. Alright, let's go. Alright, oops. Technicality. Minor technicality. Now we're getting tricky. This is crazy. Alright. It's just all theoretical at the end of the day, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Like that, let's see how crazy we can get. Alright. Now we want to go to the front more. Get the rest of it here momentarily. Okay, why is it not cutting? Okay, I don't know when the back end's not cutting. Of course, they don't want to hitch up, but I know I put a hitch on there. Come on, man. Alright, y'all got me. see the hitch, but I don't know why the hitch is not actually connecting to the windrower here. Alright. Well, that was part of this experiment. I don't want to keep going back at it. And plus the tether's kind of halfway doing what it's supposed to do here. Alright. That's making me not so happy. Yeah. Okay. Is that our problem? Like I say, this is all kind of trial and error, folks. I see the hitch on there, but not working on the tether portion of it. Alright. And we want a much wider tether for what we're doing here. Alright. So, there's what we're gonna do. Let's go to the tethers. And let's, alright. Now why they got the, I don't know why he chose such a small width. We need the widest tether we can dial up. Or one of the wider ones at least. Because the mower is how much width is the mower? It is this guy. Let's see, what's the width on that mower? 3.2, 10.2. So we need a tether that covers at least about 10 meters, 9 meters. I don't know what the boundary spreading system is necessarily. Alright. So why is there no way to increase the width of the tether with this configuration? Because 4 meters ain't gonna cut it. Alright, theoretically this is what we would want to do, but we're gonna have to do something different. So we're gonna go ahead and lease this P8 890 tether. And we're just gonna have to, is this right? It's kind of doing what we want it to do. Actually, I guess it could work, but we're gonna have a lot of missed, as we only got a 4 meter tether, you're gonna miss a lot of the grass that the mowers are kicking out because the width of the tether doesn't match the width of the mower. Alright, so let's go ahead, get rid of that, and let's return the that tether back. That part of the experiment is not going as we anticipated, so here we go. Alright. So close, but so far away. That's something I'm gonna have to kind of play around with off camera, see how you're actually supposed to do it. We almost got pretty crazy there. You can do single pass grass and silage pretty easily with that setup, but hay is a little more tricky, it would seem. All right. But the idea is there. Get the general idea of what we want to do. Whoops. That's nice. But adding the hitch to the mower still gives us some options to play with here. So this stuff is still of very much great use. Still come in here and do this situation. Where you at? And while we may not have a windrower on the back of this configuration, we can still do this part of it. So lower mower, turn on mower, and go here, turn on mower, and then go to the windrower, tether, excuse me, turn on tether, get what I was trying to get at previously here before we got all sidetracked with what I'm trying to do. We want to turn all this stuff into hay this time, so we got to come through here and flip it into hay before we can bale it this time around. This is our end game, and then we want to come around windrow and pick it up, turn this all into hay bales and store those bales, and then we'll use those bales to feed our TMR mixer. And mix that for TMR. was my intention originally to be a heck of a lot further along than we're going to get right now. So the equipment issues we had earlier. But now that we got that figured out, this should move a little bit quickly. And keeping in mind this, I'm doing a wild grass field at the moment. I'm not doing my actual grass field that I have for farming. So we're going to turn all of this into hay and get us a boatload of hay bales, and then we'll have everything we need for TMR. Your main two ingredients for TMR are your silage and your hay. So the fact that I didn't even think about that when I was talking about doing that, that's an oversight on my part. Actually, a pretty big one. You're not thinking about one of the base elements that you need to even make TMR. Hey, happens to the best of us. Alright, we are able to course correct, so we'll get that. We'll get this everything lined up now. All going to be in one big pass like I envisioned, but got it. But the cool thing about this though, now I have some better ideas on how I can mix and match some equipment from this pack. And by the way, this track is by Mack Trucker 921, and it's a really cool pack. As you can see, you can pretty much do the entire silage process in one pass, and probably do the hay process in one pass. I'm just overlooking the correct configuration for doing it. Not 100% sure though, that the like I said, the tether that's part of that pack has really small width, and I don't know why you didn't include a tether with a wider width or tether with options to increase the width of it. Where that, I'm not sure. By the way, that's sick mod there. I really like it. I like it a lot. And I've got a ton of other ideas just bouncing around in my head here as I'm going through this, thinking about some of this other stuff you can do. Just messing around with it, you know. Crazy cool. Okay, why are we missing so much grass, brother? Now y'all cutting? Seems like we're missing a lot of material. See the forest. Okay. Here's I need y'all split to the inside. Towards the tether. Yeah, because we're missing the center mass every time. Like, what's going on there? Alright, let's see if I go in a straight line. What happened? Get it if we go in a straight line, but on turns we miss a bunch. Alright. And like I said, we got to do this same exercise on our grass field across the street there. And the number of spots we're missing is quite ridiculous. I don't know how to resolve that per se, because I don't know why that's happening. Alright, going in a straight line. It only works great in a straight line, but I turn, it misses a bunch. Yeah. And let's patch out the mispatch out the mispatch. When I come through with the cheddar and the wind rower, we'll pick all that up and get it all lined up for the bailing. And I don't think we'll have time to get into that tonight per se, as we're coming up on 15-minute mark before the end of tonight's episode. I really wanted to get into some other things, but I don't think we'll make it. Decided to do overtime. It's not my intention. I thought I would have liked it if we could have got to the point where we could actually see me do some of the bailing. Yeah, those missed patches of grass are quite perplexing. Because the only thing I know I get sure is the stuff that I run over directly in front of them. But every time we're coming across still seeing mist. See if that does it. patches. Yeah, that's what it is. Just like turns because the front doesn't. Side mowers only hit the side, and if it front gets the middle, so if you don't cover the middle, then you miss grass. That's all. This configuration is straight line mowing configuration. Turns once a lot. It's not really designed for turning while mowing. And in real life, you would lift up, make your turn, then bring everything back down. Just being lazy right now. But this is pretty dope. I really like what we got going here. As we're close to the max horsepower and equipment for the tractors, turns are very difficult. As I can imagine, trying to pull that train would have been just as hard. A lot of times it's the idea, the thought that counts. Still missing a bunch of spots, but that's just nature of the beast that we got with this kit, apparently. But alright. But the other thing that you got tonight is you got the coverage of me doing all of the hay work, with the exception of we wanted to get to the point where we were actually doing baling tonight. No, we're not going to make it. Still have another entire field to mow and Ted. And again, it's a super lazy with me kind of backing out, backing out. Like I say, this is pretty cool, man. I like what we got going on here. Just wish I had crossed my mind about the hay a little bit earlier. Actually, thinking about it, there's some other thought processes about, or I could have done the mowing and done it in such a way that I'm using fast farming. Maybe I'll cover that later series. Some ideas that just can't pop into my head. I'm thinking out loud. This right here is not fast farming at all. Our fast farming options on console are pretty limited anyways. I was just thinking out loud, I could have got a forage harvester, because forage harvesters have mowing configurations. I think I have a modded forage harvester that has a rear hitch, so I could use that harvester. And there's a mod pack for your console that enables fast farming, and you could theoretically use the forage harvester with those headers and fast mow. And if you have this tether attached, I'm sure you could probably fast mow and ted with that configuration. Probably won't have as wide a width of coverage, but theoretically I'm thinking that would work. That's something just hit me that I might want to test off camera here before we get into the next episode and I get into the next series. Just some other food for thought. Don't know if that'll work, but it's another thinking out loud thing. Alright, well, we're coming up on the end of tonight's episode. Like always, I want to thank everyone for tuning in and checking me out tonight. And like I always say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, what are you doing? This is Bose 831 Gaming. Another episode of the Twitch live stream, my Twitch live stream series, playing Farmer Simulator 22 Platinum Edition. Silverrun Forest map, which is the base Platinum Edition map. Like I always, the episodes of this series will be uploaded to my YouTube channel in their entirety. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you like, let me know what you love, and what you don't. By the way, let me know that I am Bose 831 Gaming on most of your major social media platforms: Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram. I know it's X, but I don't do that. I don't call it that. It's Twitter. And that's what we're working with tonight, folks. It's been a pleasure. Almost got this process wrapped up. I think think I will save that other piece for seeing if we can do that whole thing that I'm thinking about with the forage harvester. I'm pretty sure we can. I just don't know if I still have that particular modded forage harvester installed anymore or not. There is a forage harvester that has a hitch configuration on it. This right here is still quite a bit slow. And anywho, as we're wrapping it up, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and wrap up this field and field 2 off camera. And when we come back in, I think I have the bales already lined up, so we can go right into the unloading of the bales into the storage and pick it up from there. And we have it all set up where we're going, where we can just go ahead and put down our equipment and everything that we need to do our TMR. I don't think we won't have enough bandwidth to get to the pig food stuff. I don't believe I'd have to do a ton of stuff off camera. So we'll just get the TMR, close out the series with the TMR. Alright, that's it. And I'll catch you folks on the flip side. Have a good night, everyone.